Hello everyone, it's Dylan from YuGiOh Everything, and welcome back to another YuGiOh video, and this will be probably the only YuGiOh video out there that is a full video on the man, the myth, the legend, and I really do emphasize the term the myth, and that is Jesse Wheeler, a character that appeared in YuGiOh 5Ds in at least one of the two versions, and when I say that I mean an English dub or English sub version. Obviously we do know that the dub is a little different from the original Japanese version, and that is really the basis of the video. I cannot tell you how many people, when piecing together a timeline of the Yu-Gi-Oh shows or just talking about cool cameos and references, I cannot tell you how many people over the years have quoted Jesse Wheeler being Joey Wheeler's cousin appearing in Yu-Gi-Oh 5Ds, and I am referring to this character that was shown for about 5 seconds in the Black Witch episode, the episode where Aki actually makes her debut in episode 14. And I think this is another one of those big misconception things where the Yu-Gi-Oh! English dub changed a lot really early on in 5Ds. And although this is a very minor reference, it is a reference that has caused me a lot of headaches when trying to explain to people that this isn't actually real. Jesse Wheeler, Joey Wheeler's magical cousin, is not actually in the Yu-Gi-Oh 5Ds universe. This is not a confirmed fact. I will say that this character does definitely resemble the look of Joey Wheeler, and the dub even gives him the same voice as Joey Wheeler. Remember that famous quote, try harder next time. In fact, I'm going to play it for you right now.
Try harder next time.
Is that Joey Wheeler?
No, man, it's his cousin Jesse Wheeler.
Okay, so that is the English dub version of this scene where you clearly hear someone in the crowd say, "Is that Joey Wheeler?" implying that people in the audience, watching this duel actually know who Joey Wheeler is, which is also very important in trying to piece together continuity or a timeline. And then you hear someone step in and say, "Nah, that's his cousin Jesse Wheeler." And so the amount of people that have never seen the original version of Yu-Gi-Oh 5Ds, the source material, that have said to me, "Oh, Dylan, we know that 5Ds and Duel Monsters are connected because Jesse Wheeler is in Yu-Gi-Oh 5Ds. He is in 5Ds. He's Joey's cousin, so 5Ds can't be that far off from Duel Monsters." That is another big piece of the puzzle that we can use to piece together the timeline. But it really isn't, because if you've never watched the original version of this scene, I'm going to play it for you right now. Take a listen and see if you can hear any reference to Jonochi, Joey Wheeler. And so, yeah, there is absolutely no reference to Jesse Wheeler. There is no reference to Joey Wheeler. There was no reference to this character being Joey Wheeler's cousin in the original subbed version of Yu-Gi-Oh 5Ds. Let me also say this. I think that this is hilarious. I absolutely love the English dub doing things like this. In fact, I think I've grown to appreciate it more as I've gotten older, because clearly the English dub wanted to differentiate itself so massively from the original version, and whether that's for better or worse, that's another debate. But looking back at some of these more meme lines and some of these more jokes that are only accessible in the English dub, I definitely have grown to appreciate them more as I have gotten older. On the flip side, it is a little annoying for me, because if you are someone like me that loves to, disgustingly overanalyze the Yu-Gi-Oh anime, and you are always looking for little hints and pieces to try and piece together timelines or different theories, this is a piece of evidence that a lot of people like to quote, because it is one of the more, funnier and well-known moments in the 5Ds dub, the fact that, Joey Wheeler's cousin was in it, but this is not something that we can actually use as evidence. If you're talking about maybe an English dub timeline, sure, but if you're talking about the actual Yu-Gi-Oh timeline or any actual theory for the Yu-Gi-Oh anime, you have to base it off the source material. You have to base it off of how the show is meant to be represented and digested by the viewer. And so the English dub changing things like this, almost changing the continuity, kind of screws with a lot of people's perspectives on the show. And I think this Jesse Wheeler moment, this Jesse Wheeler character, while I think it's hilarious that someone at 4Kids at the time saw the resemblance to Joey Wheeler and said, you know, it would be funny if we make this guy Joey Wheeler's cousin. And they did. And the English dub is kooky, and we all, I think, love it or hate it for that reason. It's definitely different, and it's definitely not your traditional English dub. But for people like me who can appreciate and laugh at stuff like this, it also does get a little tough when a lot of people are quoting things that only happen in the English dub when that's not the actual source material. So I just wanted to go over what I think is one of the more famous English dub exclusive references. There really are a whole bunch throughout the shows, and maybe I'll do a whole video highlighting like 5 Easter eggs that only exist in the English dub, because the English dub seems to be more willing to make callbacks to the previous shows, way more so than the original Japanese subbed version, and Jesse Wheeler is a prime example of that. So please let me know down below. I'm sure there are still hundreds, if not thousands, of people that still think this Jesse Wheeler character was a legitimate character that was probably in the original and was meant to be Joey Wheeler's cousin. No, that is that is unfortunately not the case, but please let me know all your thoughts on Jesse Wheeler. Let me know how many years it took you to realize that he wasn't actually Joey's cousin, because it took me a few years, honestly, before I went back and watched the subbed version of 5Ds. Maybe some people will come to the realization because of this video, but please let me know your thoughts on this down below. And a special thank you to my Platinum tier patrons Horace Maye, Goosey Q, Smith620, Blue Maiden 28, Panther J, Moon Calamity, Jarrett Buller, and Aura Dragon, and to my Diamond tier patrons Jesse Wood, Latrell Smith, Pegasus Seiya, Brandon Gomez, and Soledsnak, and to my Egyptian God tier patron Stella Sky. Thank you to everyone who supports me on Patreon. Thank you to everyone who's a YouTube channel member. You guys help me out tremendously. I will talk to all of you down below. Thank you all so much for watching my videos. If you have any more recommendations or suggestions about things the dub changed that you would like me to take a deeper look at, I would absolutely love to hear them. Thank you so much for watching, and I hope you have an amazing day.